Um, so, okay, last night's session. Let's talk about it real quick. White-haired girl, does she exist? Maria colored? Yes. Um, I don't know if I have a lighting scheme that could look like a maid, but, you know, we can believe. Um, white-haired girl was revealed not to be present in door 4. Now, Storytime seems to be interpreting that as white-haired girl did not exist in any of the previous timelines. But I'm not interpreting it that way.
Yeah?
My interpretation is the maid who's... Okay, see you later. The maid who's actually Giselle said that the main character, who's Michael, is able to accept the stories because they are not his. Meaning he wasn't in any of those timelines. That doesn't mean that white-haired girl couldn't have been there. But there's a greater question here of who is the white-haired girl. I was certain that the witch was the maid, but now the maid is Giselle, which means maybe the white-haired girl's the witch. Right? That's one of the only remaining possibilities. I'm not sure if the witch is going to be like their own separate character or not. But we will find out. And welcome back, of course, Diamond. Hey, Bubble Wand. Are we all caught up on the Fata Morgana shenanigans? Okay. Wonderful. So many twists in this VN. Yeah, this one is definitely very well written and very good at surprising us with like shenanigans, which I appreciate. The house in Fat Morgan, yeah. Morgan is so fat that there's an entire house there. Okay, I need to stop. I thought Maid-chan was the witch. Yeah, actually, she's not. She's Giselle. How was dinner last night? Dinner was great. I got seafood barbecue, which was new for me, and it was very delicious. Okay. KBBQ is still better? Yeah, for sure. Faux show. So basically, Maid-chan is Giselle, and the main character is Michael. Giselle is in love with Michael. So that leaves the question of who the fuck is the white-haired girl and why is she being reincarnated? What about CBBQ? Why is my... Do you guys see what my camera's doing? It's like auto-adjusting constantly. It's like getting dark and then not getting dark. It's freaking weird. Okay. Let's do this. We kept a save up here in case we want to go back. Sees the rage in the background. Well, I mean, I think red is appropriate for Fata Morgana. So now, Important thing to note for this door, we are switching between the perspectives of Giselle and Michael. So when there's the red flower on the right side of the text box, that means that we are from Giselle's perspective, who's the maid. When we have the blue flower on the side of the text box, it's Michael. Michael is noticeably shittier to Giselle in this timeline. We're getting vampire. So Natalie, I actually added a redeem if you want to change my front or back light. You can change it to your liking. My lights can turn any color, and I have 2 lamps, so feel free to go nuts. So far we had pink and purple, which was great, and then yellow and green, which was also oddly pretty good. So you want the front light to be turquoise. Alright, we can do that. Do they have a candlelight flicker? They might, actually. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, so you want turquoise? Ooh. Okay. Now we're getting, like, ocean... We're getting, like, ocean pangy. I look really awkward. I have a guess on who white-haired girl is, but I'll keep it to myself. Okay. I think she's the witch. Yeah, we're getting ghost now. We're drowning. We're underwater.
Lies at the bottom of the sea.
Hold on. I think there might be an option for flickering. Hey, this app has a lot of options. Oh, wow. It does all of that? Oh my goodness! Just because it's Pride Month? Yeah, we don't want to cause an epileptic shock. This is way too much. Oh my. Wait, what about natural?
Where are you?
This is like too much for my webcam to pick up on. Can I redeem the front and back to plunge you into absolute darkness? I don't think black is on my color wheel. This is a lot. Yeah, I think we're gonna say no to the effects. Oh god, the blue is so... We need Magic Mike Men in the background. Yeah, it looks like there's not a candle setting. It just seems like it flickers all the fucking time. I'm gonna reduce the brightness on the turquoise. So we're turquoise and red currently, just so you guys know. Alright. Several days had passed since the package arrived. The end of my 3rd week living in the mansion was drawing near. Michael wasn't getting any friendlier either. He continued to either snub or bluntly dismiss me whenever we crossed paths. I didn't understand why he acted that way around me. Yeah, the lighting just, like, doesn't work in some ways, but I think that it could change depending on, like, what the time of day is. Right now, Kittle's poking her head out the window, too, so there's, like, extra light coming in. Hey, Jordan. Banning Jackie Tron? Jordan? Happy Sunday.
Get your act together!
How dare Kittle enter stream and not use a voice command? I know. She's just looking out the window. She probably wants to hunt birds. Jordan, we have really Ozempic background lighting now, but it's being obscured. You can change the colors to whatever you want with channel points, so go crazy. Yeah, super Ozempic. We're banning his alts. Oh yeah, good. Very thorough. But there was little point in asking when he seemed to think there was little point in talking to me at all. Although at first I had been sure there was some way to get him to warm up to me, the more time I spent in the mansion, the more my willpower began to feel like it was at its breaking point. I could tell myself to stay positive until I was blue in the face, but it would only work for so long. The one pretty place in the whole house, I'm glad he hasn't covered it back up. Blue moonlight shone quietly through the stained glass window, vainly illuminating some of the room. I hadn't noticed until now, but the room with the stained glass window appeared to be modeled after a chapel. Rows of pews faced the window, below which sat what used to be a pulpit. There was very little left of it, though, and an awkward length of silver was mounted to the pulpit's front face. You want the backlight to blue moonlight? What color is that? Okay. Backlight. Is that dark or light? Oh. Okay, so we're doing, like, nighttime. That might work. And actually, so the dark blue looks okay from my backlight, but from the front light, it does not. I feel like the theme is very aquatic. It's very Aquatic Fish 22 right now. Okay. What was, I assumed, formerly a cross? Upon further reflection, rather than facing the window, the pews seemed to be pointed at the pulpit, or perhaps the cross hanging on it. I wasn't sure why there would be a chapel in a mansion, but I had no one to ask about it. For a house of this size, a statue of Christ or the Virgin Mary seems more appropriate. It's a very well-made chapel at any rate. You know what I just thought of for some reason? How Maria was being called the Virgin Mary. I just wonder if there's gonna be, like, something very religious that's tied back to that, and it wasn't just banter, it was actually significant. I guess we'll just put a bookmark in that one. Oh, there you are, ex-Virgin Mary Iteria. Aura. It's a very well-made chapel, at any rate. I doubted Michael had it built for himself. There would be no reason for him to cover the window if that were the case. Nor had I ever seen him come to pray. He doesn't seem like one to believe in God. I'm not sure if I... If God really existed, then surely the world would be more pleasant and a peaceful place. No unfair disparities in money or power, no senseless misfortune. I certainly wouldn't have found myself here either. I know, and it's a blessing every time. When's the... That's when Fata reveals that it's an Evangelion crossover? Oh, Lord. I've never seen that anime, but that would be... But God was evidently quite fond of giving mankind trials, so he would probably tell me with a straight face that this was one too. Or perhaps we simply had a false impression of him, and he didn't actually give us anything. He merely sat back and watched from somewhere far, far away. It wasn't his job to bring peace to the world, or ensure our laws were fair. That was all mankind's responsibility. What is God? What are angels? I've no idea. Maybe the Bible has answers. Why should I pray to someone so far away? How do I know my prayer is even getting there? But still, it's not like I have any other options. Oh, the town? Flashback? Don't you worry. It'll all work out. Promise. I already know where I'm going to work. It's a really prominent noble house, way out of reach of some small-time merchants like us. You never know. This could be my big break. Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't look so worried. I'll be just fine. Honestly, I'll make enough money for us to get back onto our feet. Oh, for goodness sake, I can handle it. Leave everything to me. You just wait. I'll make our family into something you can be proud of. It'll be fine. Yeah, say bye to Mom for me. I probably won't be home for a while. What? You're afraid I'm going to make some careless mistake? I'm not that airheaded. I can be a refined and elegant young lady. Those nobles won't even know what to believe anymore. If you don't believe me, how about I give you a little taste? How are you doing this fine morning, master? Your morning beverage is ready, prepared with the utmost of care. See? How about that? Not bad, huh? What? You really think it sounded forced? Yeah, this fucking maid training cosplay. I was the daughter of a merchant who ran a shop on the capital's main street. My father had passed away in a plague, so it was just me, my mother, and my older sister. It would be a lie to say business was doing well. We struggled to squeak by day to day after taxes. But we couldn't just abandon the shop and leave the capital either, so we tried to make the best of what we were able to in between the three of us. Then my sister fell in love with a moderately well-off aristocrat. Both my mom and I were supportive of her and her desire to marry. But their union almost fell apart because she was not suitable for him. Okay, this is sounding like Door 1 a little bit. Merchants were hardly the lowest class. What we lacked instead was wealth. We needed another source of money beyond what the shop took in. If only we had money, my sister could get married. If only we had money, my mom wouldn't have worked so hard. If only we had money. It was then that someone from the distinguished Bollinger estate approached me. He said that they were in need of Abigails and would love to have me. He said that if I agreed to work for them, the Bollinger estate would take care of my family. Generally speaking, noble houses took Abigails from other low-ranked noble houses. It was unthinkable for someone of my status to receive such an offer, so I took it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance and accepted the offer. I just pray that nothing bad happens to my sister, and that Mom is getting enough money to live comfortably. That's all I can do. They're nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. The light shining through the stained glass window began to grow murky, fading into blackness. It felt like a message from on high that, no, my prayers would not be answered. The bluish-white illumination shining down upon me disappeared as clouds blocked the moon. Come on, you don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me? Oh, for heaven's sake, I never asked to end up like this. Hey, Dots. Yeah, this is definitely a very mood-setting song. How are you today? You listen to the OST more than you're proud. Oh, wait. What is happening? Wait. Why is it autoing? Stop! Stop!
Pardonnez-moi.
I don't know why it's autoing. I don't want it to auto. Stop! Oh my god! Okay, does anyone know how to make it auto? I must have clicked something. But it's not un-autoing. Their nobility, they have plenty of money, they can spare some. Oh, come on, you don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me. For heaven's sake, I never asked to end up like this. Giselle was sitting at one of the pews in a room with a stained glass window. Okay, I think we're good. Just looking at her, you might have thought she was offering a prayer, but the words coming from her mouth were anything but prayerful. They were filled with resentment. They have plenty of money. A sullied woman. And then I never asked to end up like this. So this is what's beneath that facade. Most likely, money's what she's after. All I need to do now is confirm my suspicions with them. Just what awful secrets will I uncover? I gave Giselle, sitting in the pew with her head dropped, a cursory glance before leaving the chapel. I had somewhere else to be. Doing okay, minus a headache. Sorry that you're having a headache. My front light being turquoise is just not illuminating me that well. Like, I look weird. Can I raise the brightness? Oh, that's better. Yeah, we're playing around with new lights today, and it's very fun. The bitterly cold outside air felt like dozens of needles flowing into my lungs. It had been so long since I had stepped beyond the mansion's walls. A thick mist canopied the night sky, blocking out the moonlight. Naturally, the heavens did not rejoice at my leaving the house. It had been 10 years since I had seen the mansion from the outside, and it hadn't changed one bit, a gloomy scar upon the earth, shrouded in darkness. Hardly the kind of place someone would enthusiastically approach. Nevertheless, it was better than that house. Yes? Who is it? Michael. Michael Bollinger? Just one moment. I'll be right there. Come in. It's a humble abode, but make yourself at home. Well, where the hell is this? Wow, I must say, this is rather unexpected. Just one word and I would have been up there in a heartbeat. And how was I supposed to do that? I am regrettably fresh out of carrier pigeons. Right. Yes, my apologies. This man living in a small cottage not far from the mansion had been hired by the Bollinger family. His job to watch over me. That said, we never actually interacted. He was tasked with keeping track of whether I was still alive and whether I remained in the mansion. The monthly package from my family was delivered to him, which he then passed on to me. It was insipidly convoluted, but it was indicative of how much they wanted to avoid anyone learning about me. Well then, what can I do for you? The manservant was visibly rattled, afraid too. but not because of the difference in our social ranks. I had a pretty good idea what he had been told about me. He was afraid of me, or more specifically, my curse. So we don't know what Michael's actual curse is, because we know it's not "I touch you, you die," like the fake story that Giselle told us. Um, he already touched her and she's alive, so we need to know what the actual curse is. And you know, talking about curses so much, it's reminding me of Paranormal Site. Fucking shoutouts to Paranormal Site. Just gonna say that. It's the curse of convergence. So he's a time traveler. We've seen this. Unless zombie made, I don't think so. Although, maybe the curse is tied to, like, people involved with him getting reincarnated or something. Because we don't know why Giselle is alive in every timeline. Like, the explanation that we got about Giselle being reincarnated in the fake story doesn't check out. Because, like, this is definitely not, like, a love romantic story, I don't think. So... then why? And also, where's the white-haired girl? People fear that which they cannot comprehend. Not just children, adults as well. They fear demons, witches, and curses, anything impure or not of this world. But I had long since gotten used to being viewed as such. It didn't sadden me, it didn't disappoint me, it didn't pain me. Some things were too foolish to concern yourself over, though it certainly doesn't make me feel good either. I was on some level annoyed. That woman's appearance at the mansion had created ripples in my once tranquil life. So, before I got into the real reason for my visit, I decided to take out a bit of my frustration. Raise your head. There's no need to be afraid. I don't know what you've been told, but I promise I don't bite. Ah, how rude of me. You're right, my sincerest apologies. Your job is to keep watch over me. If the mere sight of me has you trembling, what will you do if I try to run? I would have little trouble escaping. That would be quite unfortunate. What would I ever tell your mother? Not sure that would end well at all. You could lose everything you've been paid for so far. In fact, you might be lucky to get out with your life. Surely your mother would not. You are aware of who you're dealing with, right? Ah! Michael, the cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family, who made a pact with the devil. I don't need a blade to take your life. I wouldn't even make it back. Oh, you wouldn't even make it back to report anything. Have mercy, Lord Michael. Please do not leave the mansion. Please spare me. Only joking. What? I don't have the power to kill by way of curse. The man fell silent, but the look on his face said, "You are cursed though, aren't you?" Once someone's got an idea planted in their head, it's nigh impossible to get rid of it. I am so cursed that anyone can see it. That I need to be locked away in a dark mansion. I am here because I had a question for you, not to warn you that I plan to run away. A question? For me? Yes. Approximately 3 weeks ago, a black-haired woman came to the mansion. Tell me what you know about her. I was told there would be an Abigail coming, but that's all. I don't know anything else about her. I swear, that's all I know. I haven't been told anything else. I believe you. Never thought they would tell you anything. Right. He'd been hired to observe me, but that's all he was, a hired hand. He wouldn't be privy to the Bollinger family's internal affairs. Take this. A letter? I need you to deliver it to my mother. You could have just left it in the box from this month's package, and I would have collected it when I dropped off the next one. I am in urgent need of information. Will you do this for me? Yes, why, yes, absolutely. I'll fetch a delivery boy tomorrow morning. Much appreciated. Night. You too. Do take care. Lord Michael? Yes. Is it true that you don't have... Would you like to... Would you like me to sew your mouth shut so you can never open it again? Not at all. My sincerest apologies, Lord Michael. That was horribly disrespectful. Good night. First, I most certainly am. Watch it be something so stupid like, I'm cursed because I have white hair. My mother's response arrived just 10 days later.
Don't be mean!
The delivery boy must have pushed his horse quite hard. It was almost exactly a month after Giselle had moved in. And shortly thereafter, on a bone-chilling night, everything came crashing down. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us impossibly high. When I lay bare the scars in her chest, and mercilessly plunged my knife into them? We're speaking in metaphors, right? I think, possibly, hopefully. How did we get to this point? I hate everything. My spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass. Metaphors in October? Oh, good point. I've been at the mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I've been optimistic at first. I'd even had a little hope that me and Michael could get along together. People seem to like SMT 5 Vengeance thus far, yeah. It seems like they added some really good things to the initial release. And the graphics are honestly kind of night and day. So I'm excited to get my hands on a copy eventually. But it hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered, and the cheer locked away inside me. We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave me a cold glare and nothing more. Scorn and suspicion in his eyes. When he looked at me like that, it felt as though my throat was being constricted. Like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like my very presence in this world was a crime. I never could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. I started despising others, despising myself, despising the world. Convinced there was no one who could set me free, I considered running away from everything, rather than live like this another day, but I would have done so long ago, if that were actually an option. If they found out I had fled, that I had acted outside my wishes, my mom and sister would pay. I had succeeded in allowing my sister to get married and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Not after what I had to go through to do it. No, cut that out. Getting way too depressing, Giselle. Pull yourself together, that's not who you are. Be positive. The negativity didn't only come from my interactions with Michael either. No, there seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twisted people's hearts. The mansion was in fact a bit of a local legend, which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claimed it was cursed and that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michael joked that he was the witch, but I didn't believe him. I'm not usually one to believe in magic or curses at all, But being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyway, things can't go on like this. I was to remain in this house. The situation needed to improve. A lot. I was going to lose my mind if things kept up as they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing the distance between us again. If I could get him to open up even the tiniest bit, then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I wasn't going to try to make us best friends or anything. Just repair our relationship enough that being around each other wasn't torturous. Got my work cut out for me. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what is that conversation even going to be about? Maybe I should just hold off, do it another day. No, I've made up my mind to do this, so I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things are going to get, and eventually there won't be any fixing anything. We need to talk. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds, and we need to get to know each other. He needs to know that he's not the reason I have something to hide. Okay, let's do this. I made my way to Michael's chambers, which he had told me to stay away from. My stride was slow and ponderous, and at the very least, I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. This is one time where I'd really like to have someone give me a little nudge. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Master. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Master? Guess he's not here. The door wasn't locked. As was the rest of the house, his room was shrouded in darkness. The only light came from a candle in my hand. Master? Are you there, Master? Guess I missed him. Probably best if I don't stick around for long. He's already got a less than stellar impression of me. I don't want to imagine what'll happen if he thinks I've been snooping around his room. Yeah, I should get out of here. I spun around on my heels, taking a step toward the door, when I caught sight of an object draped in a black sheet. I knew I had to get out of there as quickly as possible, but I was intrigued by that object. Something he kept hidden in a room I was forbidden to enter. Is it the painting? Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michael's secrets. I reached my hand down toward the object, knowing good and well I shouldn't. Was it because I wanted to learn more about him? Was it because I wanted to tear down the veil he hid behind? Or was it the whispers of the witch? Okay. Are we about to understand why there's talking paintings in this house? What do we have here? I pulled off the sheet, revealing a framed painting of what appeared to be a noble woman with porcelain white skin. What stood out about her, though, was that the woman's hair was as pale as her skin. Okay, we're about to open a really big can of worms. As the music would indicate, I will say it sounds very foreboding. Oh boy. And then it's a painting of Sayuri. Well, I noticed something else. Wide gashes ravaged the canvas, damaging her face beyond repair. What the? I imagined it had once been a painting of a beautiful woman, but there was hardly a trace of that left. The true white-haired girl painting theory. Stop, you're gonna set off Rosen. The only feeling it inspired anymore was a deep chill. This damage was not done accidental, it was deliberate, angry, and the contempt emanating from within the frame was stifling. Thick, suffocating blackness seeped into me. Why would anyone? She was surely a most beautiful woman, angelic even. A storm of questions assaulted me. Who was she? Why had her face been carved up? Why had the painting been covered? What had happened? Who could have... There's only one person who could have done this. Michael. Why on earth? Oh, not changing it to red. You saw it, didn't you? You saw the painting, didn't you? You entered my room without permission, and you saw the painting, didn't you? Is the music getting louder? Like... Angelic, you say? There's nothing angelic about that damned woman. Okay, so I wanted to confirm that she actually said this aloud. I wasn't sure if he was able to read thoughts, but she did speak it. I scrambled to make some excuse, but nothing would come out of my mouth. All I could do was tremble. Why did you enter my chambers? Mike? What were you looking for? Answer me. My mouth wouldn't move properly. I couldn't make my voice come out. It was like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. The wisps of air that were drawn into my lungs were expelled as hoarse gasps. My breaths were shallow and rapid. I was inhaling, but I wasn't getting any air. I was terrified. This is the Fata Morgana that we know and love. Terrified. 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 Of his eyes, of his voice, of his feelings, of the knife he was holding up to me. Of the terrible past I was chained to. The man's voice. The man's very flesh terrified me. What were you trying to find? And what were you planning to do with it? Answer me. Another thing you refuse to tell me then. No, I'm trying. Nothing's coming out of my mouth, though. Everything's so bright, and I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe. That's fine, though. You don't have to tell me. I have a pretty good idea. So, is she unable to speak because of the witch's curse? An idea? What do you mean? Money is what brought you to the Bollinger estate, and it's what brought you to me, too. There are countless people who would love to see that house fall, and a noble family fears nothing more than disrepute. You were, I presume, approached by someone scheming the Bollinger's downfall. No! And as it just so happens, the Bollingers have a very unfortunate secret, one they are quite desperate to keep under wraps. And what would that be? He answered us. Me. Someone suspected I might still be alive, so they sent you to dig up information about me. My very existence threatens to tear down that house. The cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family. Michael made a pact with the devil, who is supposed to be dead but is very much alive. You sweet-talked your way into that house and into information about me and my present situation, and you meant to trade that information for money. I bet whoever it was put quite a handsome price on it too. Or maybe the one plotting to ruin the Bollinger family is you. No, 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 that's not true. Then enlighten me. Please, hear me out. I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way. Then tell me, if that's not the reason you wormed your way into the Bollinger estate and that's not what you're doing here, then tell me what it is. Tell me why you came to this mansion. You want me to tell you about that? No way. That's asking way too much. Tell me. I swear I haven't done anything wrong to you. I simply wanted to make our life a little more comfortable. To bring some warmth to this frigid relationship we have. That's the only reason I wanted to find out more about you. I must assume I'm right then, Giselle. I must tell him he's wrong. I must tell him I mean him no harm. But I can't say anything. The merchant's daughter became an Abigail in a noble house. Could you come up with a more obvious lie? Michael is very scary. And for whatever reason, Giselle can't speak the truth. So he's probably gonna kill her, because he's going on a wild assumption right now about his family's downfall. And I think this might be GG. This might be GG Giselle. In this timeline, before she's reincarnated, because she's probably fucking cursed. We don't know what his curse is, though. Your father's the one who... Wait. How does he know that I'm from a merchant family? You look perplexed. I may be imprisoned in this house, not free to move about as I please. Oh, not this. Not the best and cheap viewers. I have enough of those. But I have my ways. I know everything. Everything? And he knows about that too. Oh yes, I do know. Please. Don't. In your quest for money. Don't say it. You slept with my father. The white-haired girl is Giselle's daughter. Okay. 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 Alright. Major mic drop moment. White-haired girl does exist! Future VOD story time. Haha! I'm gonna get you. She is Giselle's daughter. And now what? In that moment, Michael plunged his knife into my heart. He carved through my chest with those words, causing me to completely lose control of myself. In a panicked frenzy, and probably screaming all the way, I knocked the man aside and ran and ran and ran. Girl, you can't do that if you got stabbed in the chest. I could hear a clap of thunder in the distance. Oh, how I wished a bolt of lightning would come crashing down upon me. Maybe if God burned my tainted flesh with a divine thunderbolt, it would get rid of some of the filth. But the jagged streaks of light cascading across the dark clouds did not strike me, only creating restless grumbles in the sky. So, did she mean metaphorical knife? Because if you're running away, you are definitely not stabbed with a real knife. Yeah, with those words bit. Why? I knew that if I had fled the mansion, I would likely be causing trouble for my mom and sister, but I was helpless to stop myself. Also, if you get killed in the mansion, that causes the same trouble for your mom and sister, plus you die. So I think that this was the right, decision. Right? We can all agree that's probably a decent thing to do if there's a crazy man holding his knife to your throat and you can't speak for some reason. All I could do was run from all that threatened me with no regard for consequences. 4 long small droplets of rain began falling, which soon grew heavy enough to penetrate the forest canopy and reach the ground where I stood. The downpour drowned out my tears and my cries, because I had rushed from the mansion without even putting on a cloak. Each cold winter droplet stung bitterly against my flesh. Hey, Thomas. Welcome to Fata Morgana. Feel free to use our new channel point exchange to change the color of my front or back light. Although I think that this is a mood. I think red, because of the murderiness of the game, with the blue back there, is great, and it's creating purple on my blinds, which is cool. So anyways. I would be so proud. I know, I just color wheeled the shit out of you guys. But honestly, seriously, Fi, what the fuck is cyan? But the bite of the rain was like a warm embrace compared to what I'd been through before. Michael had spoken the truth. As much as I wanted to deny it, to avert my eyes, reality was forever engraved in this body. No, I don't want to think about it, but I had no say in the matter. Get out of my head! Is there a command to turn off air condition? I mean, I don't run my AC until, like, September, so no. Antonin! Okay, so this must be his father.
Hun, sweetie, love, darling.
Ifrit, hello. Welcome
yeah.
Welcome to Fat Morgan stream door 5. We got some juicy fucking tea and it's going crazy. Also, we have new lighting, and you can change the color on my front or back light if you would like to. Is that a dead body? No. Basically, I don't know where you're at with this game's lore, but Giselle, who's actually the maid, slept.
I'm on the next level.
She slept with the father of Michael, and I think the white-haired girl's her daughter, and they're all cursed for some reason. Very messy. Alright. Alright. Come over here, Giselle. Okay. May I ask why you asked me here so late at night, Master? Oh, I just wanted to have a little chat. Here for some wine? Come closer, I'll pour you a glass. I had this wine imported from up north. They use very hard water, and like it rather tart, so it leaves quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet it goes down so easy, you just can't seem to stop. What do you say? Have a sip. Or does your expertise as a trader allow you to evaluate a wine's quality without tasting it? No, but, please, Giselle, don't trample all over my good graces. Very well, I will have a sip, Master, but no more. Have you ever considered growing out your hair? Having long hair made it difficult to do my job. You're not a merchant anymore, though. What is this song? You deserve to look like the woman you truly are. I have no doubt longer hair would accentuate your natural beauty. It's a gorgeous shade of black, so deep a man could get lost in it for years. It would contrast the color of your skin fabulously. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest. I should get going. Oh, but we're not done talking yet. I would not want a lack of sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much for the wine. It was delicious. No need to be so cold-hearted now. From the moment I first laid eyes on you, I think this might be what Dots was talking about with, there being a theme in this chapter that is not super good.
Oh no.
You've also come to that conclusion, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Master! That's enough fooling around for one night. Now, don't be afraid. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I simply want to express my love. Let go of me! I only came here to work, nothing more. First time I saw you, I thought it would be tragic. It would be a tragic waste to leave you to wither away working at some little street-side shop. Stop! Can't tell me you didn't know a merchant girl had no place in a house like this, even as a servant. There's only one reason you'd be allowed here. No, I swear it never even crossed my mind. It seems you're even more innocent than you look. But you figured it all out by now, haven't you? No. Let go of me. Stop this. Keep your voice down. Do not shout, Giselle. If anyone were to find out about this, you would be the one shouldering the consequences, not me. But you're a maid, and I'm the master of the house. Whose word do you think holds more weight? Don't worry, I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise your family will be exceptionally well taken care of. Your mother will have the comfortable life you wanted for her. Ah! Yeah, not us doing this on Father's Day. Man. Feeling it for Giselle. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will your sister not get to marry, you'll all spend the rest of your lives on the streets. How could you be so cruel? This is blackmail. Blackmail? For a merchant's daughter, you don't know much about trade, do you? Then let me give you a little lesson about market value. The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap. Understand? Now let me see that beautiful body of yours. He was an older man, so I hadn't expected him to be very strong, but I couldn't break free of his grip, and I found myself entirely at his mercy. Beneath the gaudy outfits lay a hungry beast, and I was seeing the creature's true colors for the first time that day. The aging man ran his disgusting, slobbery tongue across my exposed... Ugh! Not slobbery! Everything he placed his hands upon withered away. Every piece of flesh he pressed his lips against putrefied, rotted, decayed, rankled. I trembled in revulsion, at which the man laughed, seemingly interpreting it as something else. Oh, this is so gross! I wondered what kind of place hell was. If Hell's wardens only flayed and carved their prisoners, I would have preferred that instead. I would have rather been sliced into tiny little chunks and cast into hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched by this man another second. Green. A puke green. It doesn't really look green with the blue in the back, it just looks like white. But like puke green is very... That's as close as we're gonna get. Yeah, this is nasty. But I didn't get to choose my hell. Eventually, the man forced open the gates I had been holding fast and spread his festering death inside me. Yeah! What a way to describe that! Alzarath, this would be the worst possible scene to join this game if you knew nothing else. This game is really good. But, oh my god, this scene is disgusting. Okay. Listen to me, Giselle. It is in both of our best interests to keep this between the two of us. Mars, why? No. Why would you ask that? Um. Okay. So the gates that she was keeping closed were to Virginia. And all of his little... Okay, yeah, maybe I won't.
Please stop!
Yeah. Maybe we'll just stop. She's gonna have a baby, and the baby's gonna be the white-haired girl. That's all you need to know, Mars. I'm changing my backlight to something that matches puke green. Interesting. Okay, yeah, we can accept that. Okay, we're gonna go with this for now. This is a nasty scene. If you can do that, I'll continue to do good by you and your family. Oh, don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you here in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind, after all. Somebody gonna match this freak? It's torture just being in the same room. And my sons, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Now go back to your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Oh my god. I couldn't escape from that man's grasp. The way this song is perfect for this scene. Not when he used my family against me. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers, my one feeble means of resistance. But when I did that, he would send another Abigail to come find me the next day. Couldn't ignore his summons when he got other people involved. And then, when the two of us were alone, the mask would come off, and he would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. Oh God, Giselle! On good days, he would leave bruises in inconspicuous places. My abdomen, my inner thighs. He went as far as carving a word into my skin with a knife. Oh, so it wasn't a curse that was making her not talk. She just has trauma. Oh god. I don't know if I was prepared for this to go there. That's super fucked up. Harlot. Oof. That's why I was afraid of knives. That's why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't even sure what to regret anymore. I was in far too deep. There was no turning back the clock. I even considered taking my own life on more than one occasion, but every time the thought crossed my mind, happier memories came with it. Back when it was the three of us girls at the shop. Life may not have been easy, but it was never dull either. Didn't want to end my life at its absolute lowest point. I wanted, if just temporarily, to go back to the way things were back then. That objective was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotions, so he couldn't hurt me. I was merely a vessel. A construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my heart, for it was not connected to my body. Doing that made it a little bit easier to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body. This is the mother, I think. You're Giselle, aren't you? One day, the mistress of the estate stopped me in the halls. She had supposedly once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard and bony. Her skin dry, her eyes sunken, her hair faded and stripped of its luster, her head down, her cracked lips barely moving as she spoke. Age didn't appear to be the only thing working its merciless magic on her either. There seemed to be something eating away from her from the inside too, something that could burst at its lightest touch. Yes, I'm Giselle. Is there something I can do for you? The mistress rarely ever left her chambers. I had been told it had been years since she attended family supper, so what would bring her to come looking for someone like me? To you. What? Wasn't sure I wanted to know the answer. Having relations with my husband, aren't you? You are, aren't you? Madam? You wretched creature! She was telling me the truth. One of my trusty maids caught a glimpse of you through a crack in the door. She saw you with him, you filthy rat. You seduced my husband. You devil. Conniving witch. You don't get it, do you? You don't realize how grievous your sin is, do you? Someone, anyone, restrain this girl. She's a demon, a devil. Tie her up and hand her over to the clergy. No. That won't be enough. A witch. You have to burn her bones, scatter the ashes, or she'll just come back to life. Yes. Execute her. Kill this woman. Burn the witch. Seize the piece she's stolen from me. Cursed. It's cursed. This house is cursed. Not only has it taken away my daughter, now it's trying to take away my husband. Oh God, please shine thy cleansing light upon this house. I knew it would be a waste of breath trying to talk to her. She was not of sound mind. There was madness in her eyes. I didn't even have to make a fuss about it.
In the light of the stars.
It happened all on its own. If there was no way around it, then I should have just done it myself after the first time. I didn't have the energy to argue with her, or to cry, or to shout. Before long, a crowd began to form around me and the sobbing mistress, and in it stood him. I assumed he would just stand back and watch. But much to my dismay, he stepped in with an embarrassed look on his face to try to settle his wife down and convince her to not have me executed. Maybe he did have a heart after all, or maybe he just wanted to save face. Regardless, instead of being burned at the stake, it was decided that I would be sent away to a remote forest. One of the previous Bollinger family heads had purchased a mansion there long ago, and it had been abandoned because of the stories people told about it. They said a cursed witch dwelled in the house. She had returned to life after being executed and now skulked about in the darkness. It was the perfect place to banish a sinner. And so, accused of adultery, I was in a carriage on my own out of the capital the next day. I hope my mom and sister are all right. Two of them will believe in me, even if no one else does. The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away. That cursed mansion. Just a silent coachman and his single sullied passenger. Looking out through the window, I could see the city walls slowly fading into the distance behind us. I doubted I would ever set foot in this land again, ever cross the Grand Pont. Grand Pont. What's that? Let's see. Where is the Grand Pont? France? Bollinger. That's French, right?
Strike a pose!
German, Swiss. Oh. So not French. Although Grand Pont is definitely France, but Bollinger is a German or Swiss name. The fuck? Okay. It was a saddening reality, but at the same time I felt a surge of relief. I'd finally escaped from that house. I'd finally escaped from that man. His sense of freedom slightly lessened the weight of everything else I was feeling. Alright, I gotta pee, guys. Give me a second. Okay, we are back for this extremely troubled door. Which one am I on? I'm adjusting the lighting as I see fits. I think this might be my favorite combo, courtesy of Lisa. Okay. A good while after we left the capital, the coachman handed me a letter. On the sheet of parchment was a rather startling revelation. There was someone else already living at the house where I was to reside, the Bollinger's youngest child. But the letter didn't say why he had been sent to the cursed mansion, only that he was there. Beyond that, the letter only made a single request, that I look after him and not ask any questions. So, I am not just being sent off to the middle of nowhere, I still have work to do. If I look after whoever's at the mansion, then they'll do the same for my family. I don't have much say in the matter either way, I suppose. The carriage rattled and shook as it traversed the stony path, and bouncing around inside it, I resolved to take back my life. The peace I had once known, the cheerfulness I had lost, and to do so I would not forget. Lock away my memories. Bury every terrible thing that had happened to me. Cast aside those memories and find my smile once more. I have no idea who I'm going to find there, but they couldn't possibly do anything worse to me. I'll greet them with a smile and do my best to build up a decent relationship with them. I figured, since the both of us had been banished to the same cursed mansion, that there would probably be other things we had in common. And so, I would forget it all and get my life back. Get my smile back. So, okay. White-haired girl. I originally thought white-haired girl probably was Giselle's daughter. Now I'm thinking white-haired girl could be the dead daughter of the Bollinger family. I don't know, though. The fact that the mother said that one line, like, first you took my daughter, now you're taking my husband, it's like, it has to be that she's related to that family. Okay. And that was everything that led up to me arriving at the mansion. All the wounds I never wanted to open again. I didn't want to think about that. I've been trying so hard to forget about it. I wanted to forget all about it. So why? Why did you have to make me remember? All I did was believe that we could make things work. Why? How could you? God, I can't take it anymore. Ah! Once the memories had broken free, they all flooded back with perfect clarity. Exactly how he ran his hands across me, exactly where he hit me, where he cut me. Like I was going through it again this very moment. The rain was cooling me down on the outside, but so much nauseating heat had built up in my gut. I vomited all over the ground. I threw up and threw up, and I threw up until there was nothing left but bile. And when I had nothing left to expel, the strength evacuated from my knees and I collapsed. I didn't know if everything was blurry because of the rain or because my eyes had decided they were done looking at anything. The whole world twisted before me. Michael's no different. My attempts to get close to him, to always keep a smile on, it was all a waste. The look in his eyes was terrifying. Like he didn't believe in anything at all, so he probably wouldn't have believed me. If I had told him the truth, if he's convinced I have an ulterior motive, there's probably no changing his mind. Such a cold rain. I lie down here and go to sleep. I wonder if all the warmth will eventually drain from my body, and I'll decompose and become a part of the earth. You know, that might actually be nice. I'd like that. I always thought I didn't want to die, that I wanted to go back to the way things were, but who cares anymore? I did my best after all, and that all got me nowhere. Cheerful Giselle. It's all just a farce. When I'm dead, all my worry for my mom and sister will fade away with me. Oh God, I doubt you have a place for me on high. I am, after all, an unclean woman, and I've given up on living altogether. But even if I can't get into heaven, that's okay. I want release. The rain pitter-pattered down through the leaves overhead, chilling my skin. The cold spread through my flesh and into my bones, my heart and lungs and stomach, freezing me like a block of ice. My consciousness drifted away from me, and the world slipped through my fingers. More than fear, I felt relief. Why is it green now? Utter black. And that, I was sure, was the end of me. I am even now putting her through a harrowing experience, digging up the memories she locked away, the past she wanted to pretend never happened, and laying it all out before her once more. But I must get her back to who she once was, even if it means forcing her to endure this. She must remember everything, because I need to know, why did she become the maid? And what secrets does this household? You're... Michael. Yes, my name is Michael. I am not the white-haired girl. I am feeling for her for sure. The person you were searching for was the man who once hurt you deeply. Me. No, no. Why? What was her why referring to? Why I hurt her? Or why I'm here? Or perhaps, why I didn't show up until now? Not having any answer for her, I clench her cold hands in mine. I wonder, were her hands this cold that night too? There's still more we need to see, though. And it's still too soon for me to apologize. When she's gotten everything back, only then can I. Once she's reclaimed herself, that is when I must tell her. Now, let us return to our past. Our story had only just begun. No matter what we thought or what we desired, no matter what we lost or how much pain we suffered, we must not shut this door. Wasn't she dead? Yeah, it is really interesting. Why was she acting the way she was in the beginning chapters? Calling him master endearingly and showing him the memories so that he could re-find himself. it makes me think the person she was looking for was the white-haired girl and not him. Because why would she look for him? She fucking hates him and his family. Summer Vake's art is pretty great. That's good. Perfect Darkness embraces us once more. I'm excited for Summer Creed. For real. I can see nothing, not even the woman beside me. But I shall not let go of her hand. I do not want her to slip away from me. Okay, so wait, that's significant. She was always the one grabbing our hand to show us the memories, and now we're doing the same with her. I do not want to lose her. Oh, we stay with me. You all right? Thank goodness you're awake. How's your head? Can you see me? What? You had me scared silly there. I thought I might have lost you for good. Oh, is this the guy that lives in the cabin near the house? I'm really glad you're alive. Where am I? Who is this man? What was I doing? You feeling up for any food? I can whip up some porridge for you right quick. I was in the forest. It was raining. Before that, I was at the mansion. Feel sick, like there's something in my stomach. No, thank you. I don't want anything. You really should have something. You need to keep your energy up. Unless you want to conk out again in an hour. Sounds good to me. I'd rather never wake up at all. You're not in the highest of spirits either, it seems. All the more reason to get something warm in you. Please, have something. I've got some milk on the fire. I bet you can handle a cup of that. You start losing all hope once the cold gets that deep in you, reaches down to your core. Take me at my word, please, just one sip. You'll feel like a whole new gal. A heart-wrenchingly pleasant aroma wafted up with the steam from within the wooden cup. Succumbing to the sweet smell, I lifted the cup to my lips for just one sip. The warmth that spread through me brought me to tears. Perhaps there really was kindness in this world. A ripple spread across the surface of the milk. I heard a gentle sigh come from the man beside me, after which he said with a smile, "You should take it easy for a day." I had lost the willpower to think about anything. I didn't care what happened to me or why I was here, or who he was, or even where this was. I spent the whole day in bed, just watching the sun slowly slide across the wooden floor. It felt like I was somewhere far, far away. At times, I felt like a lost child, and at times a sickly old woman on her deathbed. Watching the sun travel gave me a renewed awareness of the passage of time, and the fact that each moment that went by was another moment I was alive. I realized then that it had been a while since I had gotten more than a brief glimpse at any time. It almost surprised me how colorful the world seemed beneath the sun's light. Something I didn't get much of in the dark mansion. Only after losing something do you realize how much you need it. More milk, the light shining through the window, and a bed that smelled like springtime. With those three things, my heart slowly began to defrost. And I started to regain the willpower to stand on my own 2 feet. Thank you for everything. Sure you're in any shape to be on your feet? Yes, I'm fine. I'm not hurt. You looked pretty beat up to me. But you look a lot better now. and you're talking a lot more clearly than before. You've been very generous, despite having never met me before, and for that you have my deepest gratitude. Without your help, I would no longer be in this world. I don't deserve your thanks. You are alive now because God's guidance made it so. God, I came across you early this morning, as I was heading into the forest to hunt. Imagine my surprise seeing a young lady like you on the ground in my path. What were you doing in the forest? Ah, you don't have to tell me if you'd rather not. It's got their own share of personal problems. Not going to demand I talk? So, if this is the guy that lives in the cabin near the mansion, wouldn't he know that the only person that could possibly be in the woods is the Abigail? Maybe he's obsessed with her too. I don't know. Definitely weird though. I have no reason to force you to do anything. You look like you've been to hell and back. What? I could tell just by looking at you. Now then, do you have somewhere you can go? Somewhere to go? Of course I don't. Man equals white-haired girl? No. White-haired girl, for sure, is either Giselle's daughter or, more likely, probably the deceased daughter of the Bollinger family. I can't go back to the capital or the mansion. If not, then why don't you stay here? Here? Sure. It's a small village. Oh. Yes, hey, what's up, Evo? Indeed, we have a new setup. Happy Sunday. Wonderful to see you. Yes, we are streaming from a new area and with new everything. Yes, it is very cozy. And we have redeems to change the colors of the lights. Although this is a mood. It can be fun. I got some color changing lamps in my room and it's pretty fabulous. How are you doing as of late? What's new? What are we playing? We are playing Fata Morgana, and this game is... This is a crazy good visual novel. My RGB bisexual lighting era, yes, it's everywhere. The music is so... I mean, honestly, the writing in this game is superb. The music sets the setting in an insane way. And even these, like, weirdly not super detailed background images are perfect for what the game does. You get just enough detail, and there's so much left up to, like, your mind's imagination that you just feel like you're there. It's very, very good. So this is definitely not the guy that lives in the mansion. I'm sorry, lives in the hut near the mansion. This is somebody else in a village. Strange. We're self-sufficient, and we all help each other out. No tax-hungry lords know we built the place up either, so we keep everything we make. We're pretty remote as a result, and the harvest isn't fantastic, but I'm sure you'll find it comfortable here. The rest of the villagers would be glad to have you. What do you say? Sorry, Mom. What I'm about to do might make the rest of the family's lives more difficult, but I don't want to have to feel any more pain. If I really wouldn't be inconveniencing you. I mean, Giselle, at this point, You have been sexually assaulted numerous times. Exiled. Threatened. Basically almost killed. I'm pretty sure no amount of sacrifice you can make for your loved ones would make them want you to go through what you've been through. So I think it's okay to do something for yourself. Okay. If it's really okay, then yes. I would like to stay here. That's great to hear. I was loath to send you back out there in your current condition. I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? The name is Amity. Amade?
pronouncenames.com.
Amidi. Amidi.
French!
Amidi.
Amity. Amity. Yeah, I just looked it up on pronouncenames.com dots, and it's Amity. Okay. So, we are correct about them being in France. Not how I would pronounce it at all. Okay, wait, Evo, spell it, though. Amity. This is like the white pronunciation. Amity. Amede. Mayday. I wonder if there's symbolism there. Amede. 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 I'm just repeating it like the video. Okay. The name's Abede. Just one lowly villager of many. What's weird about this game is, like, there's this cursed house, and every time period that we observe the house, it's in a different country. Like, it was in Spain, for sure. Now it's in France. And in one of the previous doors, I believe it was in England. So, like, what? We don't know why yet. Right, door one was England, door 2 was Spain. Door 3 was America, actually. And then door 4/door 5 is France. Which, you know what, makes sense, because we met Giselle, right? Giselle was the name of the maid. Very French. Okay. Alright. I'm Giselle. Giselle. That's a beautiful name. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a vacant house. Clean it up and you can call it home. Couldn't possibly ask for that. I doubt others would like it if I just took a house for myself. That shouldn't be an issue. I'm the village's representative, more or less. Hey, you want a house? We got We got a house over there, if you want it. Yeah. Yup. Representative, like the chief? Only in name, though. As I mentioned, we're not on any lord's maps, so I don't have much representing to do. The only reason I ended up in charge is because I'm a bit more educated than anyone else. It was a long time ago, but I understudied with a priest. Because of that, I'm familiar with the Bible's teachings. So, rather than a chief, the people of the village look at me like a priest. Wouldn't be much fun if the church found out about that. Haha. You're liable to think I'm acting unordained. Then, you believe in God? It's quite the question. Of course God exists. He always is watching over us. That's why you survived, because he protected you. I understand that your faith can waver when you're going through times of tribulation, but those are the times when it's most important to keep sight of who you are. Right. Now, you get some rest. Tomorrow, I'll show you around the village. Thank you. I truly mean it. I really sincerely appreciate everything. Don't mention it, Giselle. This is your village now, too, so you don't need to act like a stranger anymore. Okay. So he's a Mayday. He seems like a nice man. Maybe here, I can live in peace. It'll be alright, I'm sure. Yeah. I wasn't silly enough to believe my life would be perfect, but I had found a tiny fragment of my lost hope. While I had once been ready to give up on absolutely everything, I was starting to feel like I might be able to smile again, eventually. Like I might be able to get back on my feet. And in order to do that, I had to cast aside my past once more. Forget everything that had happened at the Bollinger estate, and everything that had happened at that mansion. Forget about Michael. There's one niggling curiosity, though, that I couldn't shake. Something he had said before I left. Right. My very existence. I have a theory, and I don't know if I should bring it to the table. I think I need to dig out my fan from my storage so that when I'm feeling like this, I can Bologna emote and hide behind my fan. Can anyone guess what my theory is? So I think I think the white-haired girl is Michael. Which would mean a number of things. Okay. Yeah, alright, so you're thinking the same thing, Bubble One. There was never a white-haired girl. The white-haired girl doesn't exist. because the white-haired girl was Michael this whole time. Oh. Storytime can fix them. It's fine. Yeah. The more I'm thinking about this, the more sense it's making. Oh god. Alright, we just have to keep playing. But that's the current theory. The white-haired girl is Michael. That's why the maid said that... Does that make... I don't... Okay, the maid's behavior is still definitely a question. It's a question mark. But we know for sure the dead daughter thing is because there was no daughter and it was a man. And Michael has long white hair just like the white-haired girl had. And also red eyes. It's so the white-haired girl. Okay, alright, let's go. The cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family. Michael, who made a pact with the devil. Okay. A pact with the devil. The witch. To be turned into a man? Who is supposed to be dead but is very much alive. What had he meant by that? No. There's no drunk command here, Rosen. We're just... I think we're right. I think we figured out the twist. Well, I think we figured out a twist. And every time I think I figured out a twist in this game, I'm wrong. So... knock on wood. This could be incorrect. But at least right now, it feels like that's probably what's happening. What? It makes sense to me with the painting in Michael's room. Oh! I didn't even think about the painting! Oh my god! He scratched out the face because it's his! So what, why and how? We don't know the why, we don't know the how. Did they try to marry him off as a woman because he was effeminate and had long white hair? Did she wish to be a man? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Wow. So we went from white-haired girl is an offspring of Giselle to it's the daughter of the house to it's actually Michael, who's also the main character. It's all clicking and making sense. Oh my god. But, like, we really need to know. Oh, I was the only one that thought it was the offspring of Giselle. I mean, she got. Listen! The whole spread his fetid death inside me or whatever she said, okay? That was so I was certain in that moment that that's what happened.
Please stop!
I know, I but like this, wow. And you know what? Bubble One thought that at the end of the last episode. I actually can't. I never for a second thought that. But I am now remembering my initial comments in the first cutscene that had Michael. I was like, was that a man or a woman? I don't know. Okay, well, we're just, honestly, we're just along for the ride. This game is literally not afraid to go anywhere, so it could be anything. Okay. What did he mean by that? Why would people think he was dead? Well, I think the misgendering is a part of a major plot twist, so I do not feel I'm at fault for this. Okay. No, I don't care about Michael one bit. Forget it. Forget everything. Zerayo, welcome to the stream. This game has plot twist after plot twist after plot twist, and I think it is phenomenal. Is this the same angel we always see? Am I just gaslighting myself? It probably is. It probably is. It's cool. It's fine. The house was, as it had always been, wrapped in a thick silence. It's Raphael. Okay, great. Giselle's shadow, which had been lurking in the halls for about a month, was nowhere to be found. She hadn't come back. Shit. No. Sometimes it goes into autoplay and I don't know why. She hadn't come back since running off that day. My secret was still safe. Her efforts, in the end, had all been for naught. Back to the way things were. But despite my mind telling me that it was for the best, I felt a kind of guilt seething in the back of my chest. The weird thing, though, is, Dots, something about the way I click my mouse is causing it, and I'm just like... It only happens occasionally, though, so I think it's fine. I need to just be in control. Because I'm not actually touching any keys on my keyboard when I'm playing this, so it can't be that. And any attempts to figure out why had only made me feel worse. The look on her face, then. Was that really just her putting on an act because I revealed her scheming? She was screaming, though. and she looked genuinely terrified when she knocked my hand away. I'm not falling for anything. Just... I feel that I know that frenzied panic. Something doesn't add up. Quiet. Silence, please. My head was pounding beyond relief. Couldn't stand anything. This world, the creature I was, the witches whispering, the archangel looking down upon me, seemed to be cackling from somewhere far out of reach. So, for whatever it was worth, to escape from his gaze. There's no escape from the gaze. I once again drew the drapes over the stained glass window. Whoa, it's someone new! Hey, where are you from? You gonna be here long? Are you? Are you? Are you? We hardly ever get visitors here, so they're downright awestruck by you. You'll be getting a lot of attention for a little, but please don't let it get to you. No, that's fine. I'll do my best to get along with everyone.
Turn to flames!
Wait, why did you turn to flames that? Huh, you got a spark in you that wasn't there yesterday. Anything in particular that cheered you up? You're a star, Agnia. In particular, once I decided I was going to stay here, I just sort of started feeling better about things, and I figured I couldn't stay gloomy forever. You see, glad to hear it. It's all thanks to you, Amade. Keep thanking me like that, and my cheeks will get stuck red. In any case, I said I'd show you around yesterday, so how about we do that? Lead the way. That said, we're a modest little village of about 100. Everyone knows everyone. For that size, it looks pretty big to me. Amade taking the lead, we walked through the village, passing by crop fields and milk cows, presumably shared among the villagers. Houses were scattered across an area that seemed far too large for only 100 people. Actually, getting a better look at them, the buildings were dilapidated, looking more like ruins than residences. Once upon a time, this was a city, rather than a village. When your ancestors lived here? Oh no. We were drifters, fortunate enough to come across some decent-looking land, so we stuck around. How do you know what it was like before then? There were a few stone tablets left behind, and based on what we were able to extract from their texts, this area used to be a large city with a booming economy rivaling that of the capital. There weren't hundreds, but thousands of people bustling about. Merchants from afar came in droves. It was much like how the capital is now. Actually, this area was more open to foreigners. People of all different races speaking as many different languages. It was evidently quite the sight and sound. I had no idea there was a city here. That's what happens when a place is wiped from history. I couldn't tell you how reliable the tablets are. And if you take them at their word, this city lost everything in just a single week. What? People, crops, livestock, all dead. Maybe it was a natural disaster, a famine, a plague. I can't say for sure. Oh! This is what the tablet said, though. We have been cursed by the witch. Cursed by the witch. Look over there, you see that river? There used to be a magnificent bride crossing it. bridge crossing it even, and there's hardly anything left of it. If you continue along the path beyond the fallen bridge, there's a forest. That's where I found you. The deeper parts of the forest are so dense you can't see anything but tree trunks and leaves. It's an eerie place, wrapped in a cloud of darkness. If you make it through there, there's a mansion which is said to be cursed. The witch who supposedly destroyed the city lives in the house in the forest. She's been there for years and years and years. She casts her curse on anyone who goes near it. The city was so large that the mansion was actually in its borders. My guess is the bridge was built to mark the road leading to it. Now, as you can see, the bridge is gone and the house still standing there. The houses still standing there are practically in ruins. The mansion alone looks just as it did back then. The witch living in the mansion goes by the name Morgana. According to the records, someone by that name was executed in this area for witchcraft, and even in death, she continues to bear her grudge against mankind. Who knows how much of it is true, though? Truth or fiction, the story has taken root in this region. The city's history may be lost, but the legend of the witch continues to be told. People have a tendency to keep stories alive that scare them. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. No, I'm fine. You're best staying away from the mansion in the forest at any rate. There's no saying what might happen if curiosity gets the better of you. Better safe than sorry, if you ask me. Aside from the mansion, this is as peaceful a village as you'll find. I don't know where you came from, but I'm glad you didn't end up wandering up there. I know all about the mansion, and who lives there. I was there, after all, with Michael, for a full month. But I don't remember any cursed witch. Just a man with a bone-chilling glare. Maybe the rumors about a witch living there spread by him. Perhaps even his family. I could see them doing that. But none of that matters to me anymore. I'm never going anywhere near that house again. The witch is cursed, Michael, they're nothing to me. With nowhere to go, I ended up in this small village. There was no denying that there was very little to speak of here, but I found peace in the nothingness. I couldn't have been more blessed that such a kind-hearted man had found me and welcomed me into the village. The village ran entirely on its own crops and livestock. They had no currency, merely bartered amongst themselves. Coming from a merchant family, everything felt so new. I had never plowed a large plot of land, milked a cow, or used a loom before. At first, I wasn't sure what to think, being such a departure from my lifestyle in the capital, but over time I grew more comfortable with my life, and the people of the village started thinking of me as one of them. Come on, Giselle, come play with us. We're playing hide and seek today. Can't, sorry, I'm spinning yarn. You can do that later. Come on, play with us. Stop, don't pull on my skirt. Oh, alright, you win. When I'm done with this, I'll join you. And no ditching. We'll be down at the square, okay? Got it. See you later. Ah, the kids have taken quite a liking to you. Ah, Amade. You think so? You've been incredibly lively since you've arrived. They've even been lively. Children are more sensitive than adults. Sensitive? They're very perceptive of how others are feeling. If you begrudgingly play along, they'll pick up on that quickly. You like children? Oh, you like children. That's a wonderful thing. There's not a good woman in the world who dislikes children. Wow. Ah, why, thank you. I don't think it's so much that I like them. It's kind of like I'm a big kid myself. I genuinely enjoy hide and seek. But that's not going to earn me any points. I like kids too. Watching them, it gives me faith that this world has a bright future. A bright future. I never looked at it that way. They seem to like you quite a bit too, Amade. Ah, thanks. Though I'd rather give my affection to my own kids. Oh, you've children? Oh, heavens no. I thought that was obvious enough. I'm talking about the future. I see. But knowing you, Amade, my god, I'm sure you'll find someone right for you and have kids of your own in no time. It's not that easy, sadly. Even in such a small village, there are no ladies who would take interest in me. You don't give yourself enough credit. I'm fully confident you'll find someone soon enough. You really think so? Absolutely. And perhaps you could be that person. Well, pardon? I won't pressure you into it, of course, but I think it would be marvelous to have you in my life in a bigger way. But it's a little soon for me to start thinking about settling down like that. It's pretty sudden, I admit. Take all the time you need to consider it. Alright, I have to go play with the kids now. Have fun. I wonder if you really meant it. Amadei is a nice fellow, and I'm sure living here would be wonderful, but I can't help feeling something isn't right here. Why am I thinking about him, now of all times? That man has no redeemable qualities, not one. Flashback to the knife again. As it turned out, Amadei was serious about his proposition, and he brought it up every time we ran into each other. Unable... I won't pressure you into marrying me, but by the way, I'm gonna bring it up every time I see you. Unable to give him an answer, I found myself constantly apologizing to him. Soon, winter started giving way to spring. On a day when the air still had a brisk winter bite and budding seedlings battled to break through the earth. The seams holding the village together began to come loose. That day, the village men were gathered in the square talking. They all had stern looks on their faces. It was clear that something had happened. I obviously couldn't stick my head in, so I waited until they were done and caught Amadei. While it was rather awkward, I was still more comfortable asking him for information than anyone else. Actually, with a dejected look on his face, he started explaining. A lord found out about this village. What? And he said he's going to place this land under his rule, meaning he'll start collecting taxes. In addition, he's also demanded we pay 5 years' worth of back taxes for our unauthorized use of the land. It's the way this is going to be Michael's father. I'm also pretty sure this song only played during the scenes in Door 2, which was about a village that got massacred by the beast. What? That's ridiculous. Yes, it most certainly is. We obviously don't have the means to pay 5 years' taxes. There's no reason for him to take over this village at all. We're completely isolated from the surrounding area, after all. But if we resist, we'd send soldiers. It doesn't matter how absurd his claim to the village is. We have no choice but to comply. The real Tommaso. My god. Okay. Yeah, we're waiting for the doors to get connected. That's terrible. What are we going to do then? We're going to do as the Lord demands. 5 years' taxes will have to be paid in installments. Some of the men suggested we abandon the land and find somewhere else, but it would take time to cultivate the land and plant new crops. It's no trivial task. We'll just have to make do with these changes. We'll use more of the land to grow and try to be more efficient. You help in the fields? Of course! This village is my home now too. Giselle. It will be difficult, but if we all pitch in, I'm sure we can get through this. Thought the same thing. We all work together. We could make it through this rough patch. But the collection of taxes brought more than just a burden for everyone to share. It brought emotional strain and conflict to the village too. Your family has more hands to work the fields. I have a sickly child. You expect him to work any harder than he is? I know you're hiding grain in your cellar. You have more than us. Let us keep a little grain. You have more. No, you have more. Both have more. When their comfortable lives fell under attack, the villagers' top priority became their own property. Cooperation was only temporary, and before long, everyone became a threat. The negative energy only built on itself, its growth accelerating like a boulder rolling down a hill, and it wasn't long before their sights fell on me, the outsider. Oh, wait. Is this gonna tie in? To the villagers chasing her out as a witch? But it was Giselle and not White-Haired Girl because White-Haired Girl doesn't exist because White-Haired Girl is Michael. Come on, get moving! Ow, stop that! Why are you doing this? I'll stop once you've told us everything. Told you what? Ugh. One morning, a man dragged me from my house and took me to the square. There, the entire rest of the village was gathered, all eyes on me. What? What's this about? Don't play stupid. We all know it was you. What was me? The thief. Mayday? From the crowd appeared someone I knew quite well. The ever-affable village representative. The man who had saved my life. But in his eyes now, I thought you were better than that. Was contempt, anger, and scorn. So many different shades of negativity. I recognized what I saw in his glare immediately as someone who had been subjected to those looks before. But why? For what reason? Was he looking at me like that? I couldn't make sense of what was happening, so I just stood there stupefied. There's been a rise in reports of people having things stolen lately. This village is too small to attract bandits, though. Since the Lord now demands we pay him taxes, even the smallest items lost can have dramatic impact on a family's living conditions. What you've done is no joke. Well, wait a second. I haven't stolen anything. Why do you think You've been seen in the act. What? So long as there is testimony against you, your guilt is assured. Who says they saw me? I swear I didn't do anything. They're obviously lying. You're the one who's lying. You've been playing us for fools this whole time. Everything was fine until you showed up. We managed not to get found out until you showed up. No, that's not my fault. Giselle, apologize to the village and return what you've taken. Amade, don't you believe me? There were multiple witnesses. Several people saw you stealing. I've known these people long enough to be family, and I trust them like family too. They're not liars. But no, they're framing me. I didn't steal anything, I swear. Framing you? Now you want to put this on us, woman? Unbelievable. Have you forgotten we welcomed you into our village? Amade, please believe me. You of all people should believe me. You've been avoiding me of late, haven't you? What? Because you had something to hide, correct? No, What other reason could you have to avoid me? Why? How can he say these things? Why won't he believe me? Now, return the things you've stolen. I can't. I never stole anything. How am I supposed to return something I don't have? I see. So you've already moved the stolen goods. She said she doesn't have them anymore, folks. How should we deal with this? Rough her up till she talks. Yeah, she's not getting off that easy. Give us back our property. Why is this happening to me? The harsh new rulership has driven these people mad. I need to get away from this village quick. Restrain her! No, get your hands off me! Have you forgotten everything we've done for you? All that matters is that you don't have to suffer, is that it? I didn't do anything! Take her to my house. We'll make her tell us everything. No, stop, you've all gone mad! Please, come to your senses. With men on all four sides of me, I was dragged into Amade's house. He sat coolly in a chair, and they shoved me to my knees before him. I'll ask you one more time, Giselle. Where did you put the things you stole? So, is he just salty because she wouldn't marry him? Is that really what's happening right now? And I'll keep giving you the same answer. I didn't take anything from anyone. Please believe me. Do you swear with God as your witness? I do. I swear with all my heart. You don't actually believe her, do you, Amade? She's not only sold us out to a lord, she's now threatening to make our lives downright impossible. Again, that's just a coincidence. Listen to me, Amade. Thus saint the Lord of hosts, the woman hath committed 3 sins. She has lied, she has stolen, and she has betrayed her fellow man. I mean, this is pretty fucking bad. But what does this mean? Like, I guess we just have to see where the story goes, but if Giselle was driven out of her village and then took on the perspective of the white-haired girl, then how are the white-haired girl and the maid in some of the stories together? That's what I don't know yet. Why are you doing this, Amade? You were such a good man. I'm deeply disappointed in you, Giselle. As much as I don't want to do this, I have to get the truth from you. Amade? Of course, why didn't I see it? I'm still just an outsider to them. Why would he believe a stranger's word over the word of the village, his family? The water. The water. What? A man set a wooden well bucket on the floor in front of me. Oh, this is not... Are they gonna drown her? And it wasn't clear water from the well, though, but grimy, murky wastewater. I reflexively turned my head away from the stench, but a man behind me grabbed me by the hair. And before I had a chance to realize what was happening, the worlds around me went brown. I struggled with all my might to break free, but my arms were tied behind my back, and I didn't have the strength to overpower the man holding my head down. Reflexively grasping for air, a stream of filthy water poured into my mouth. Pull her out. We get nothing if she dies. Put her back in. And keep at it until she decides she's ready to talk. No! How unsightly. To think I ever considered marrying this woman. Stop! You can stop whenever you want, Giselle. You just have to tell us the truth. Please. He's definitely giving vibes of the Beast right now. Stop! I was given no time to rest. My head shoved into the bucket, then pulled out just long enough for me to steal a breath before going back in over and over again. Not a person in the room objected to the abuse I was receiving. I had prayed for a good harvest with these people. They had taught me how to use a loom, something I never had touched before. We had laughed together, lived together. They were normal people, perfectly ordinary, kind, helpful, friendly people. Not at all cruel or inhumane, but now they burned with a frenzy that overshadowed all my memories of them, and every gargle, gasp, and grunt they got from me fueled that fire. Dozens of eyes laced with madness stared down upon me, rejoicing at my suffering.
I don't have any faith in humanity.
Yeah. My consciousness was slipping away from me. I thought I could hear laughing and chattering, but it all passed through my ears as if mere noise, nothing I could make sense of. Stay with me. Midday. Thank goodness you're awake. Wait, what was I just doing? Alright, I was in the forest, on the verge of death. Then Amade found me and we almost lost valuable manpower there. We were just discussing what to do about you, Giselle, and we decided to make you village property. No, he didn't save me. If you agree to work for us, we'll put this whole nasty mess beside us. You may be worthless in the fields and terrible with a loom, but there's plenty you can help with. What are you going to make me do? You like to get your hands dirty. And considering I found you half dead in the forest, I doubt the rest of you is any cleaner. Midday. Seems we've come to an agreement. I'll keep watch over her starting today, to make sure she stays in line and doesn't steal anything else. Dirty. Stays in line. The way you're looking at me. They didn't have to spell it out. No. Anything but that. Please have mercy. If you're begging for mercy, that means you know that you've done something wrong. Let's see. There's one way, Giselle. Give back what you stole, naturally. But if you're going to insist that's not possible, then bring us something of equal value. And if you can't do that, then your life belongs to the village. The men were cackling. They knew I couldn't do it. They were enjoying watching me squirm. Take your pick, Giselle. Something of equal value. If I can get that, you'll set me free. In that moment, a little bit of darkness bubbled up in my heart. Something maleficent whispered in my ear. Just one second, as I'm getting a call. Okay, hi. Alright. I think I know where you can get something worth some money. The mansion in the forest has some fairly valuable furniture in it. Oh god. When did I become? You can steal some of that to get some good money. Such a despicable woman. You mean the cursed mansion? You expect us to go there? You out of your mind? Anyone who goes near that house is killed by the witch's curse. There is no witch living there. There's no curse. Giselle, what do you know about that mansion? I lived there for a while. For a month. What? The son of a noble lives there. He's human and he's alone. A noble? What's a noble's boy doing this far from the city? I presume he was banished there. I was sent to the mansion from the capital to act as his servant. There was plenty of value in the house. Shelves lined with books. There should be plenty more, enough to pay the Lord's 5 years' worth of taxes. Is what you're saying true? I would not lie. As bewilderment spread across Amade's house, I was unable to look at anything but the floor. I couldn't stop trembling. To protect myself, I had to sell out Michael. You swear there's just a single man living in that house? So, are we noticing the parallels between door 4 and door 5? So I think we can expect one man is going to go by himself and get killed by Michael, and then a bunch of them are going to raid the house. Right, 4 was the fairy tale version of what's happening, but certain things are still following the flowchart. Like, I think Giselle is gonna run away from them at some point and end up in the forest. Just like the beginning of door 4. Alright. If it turns out you're lying, you'll pay. Okay, everyone, you heard her. Tell all the young men to get ready. We're going up to the mansion in the forest. And just to be safe, make sure everyone brings something they can use as a weapon. And you, Giselle, you're coming with us. You'll be leading the way. Listen to me. Don't think about trying to run. Right. On the cusp of springtime, I found myself trekking through the dreary forest I had thought I would never set foot in again. How had I ended up here? How could I never... How I could never manage to avoid getting myself in these situations? And who would have guessed that my reason for returning to the mansion would be to loot it? I prayed for God to show even a little mercy and ensure Michael wasn't around. Though I knew the chances of that happening were almost zero. After several hours of walking, we broke through the thick woods and the mansion appeared before us. Like its surroundings, the house was bleak and uninviting. Even the midday sun seemed disinterested in shining its light upon it. Despite, on the surface, there not being much of anything impressive about it, the entire mob stood speechless before its overwhelming presence. But the men had weapons, and they were fueled by avarice, which gave them the courage to approach this place they wouldn't normally otherwise. The door won't open. I think it's barred from the inside. It would seem someone really does live in this cursed place. I'm honestly surprised. Even more so that it's not a witch, but just a noble. The door's old. We could break it down. Yeah, let's bust it down. Hold on, there's no need to be barbaric. Do you even consider knocking on the door like normal people? You sound like a band of thieves. Well, yes, you told them to go steal shit. Huh. That's something else coming from you. Who do you think proposed this plan, Giselle? You! Okay, thank you. Alright, men. You ready for lives of luxury? Break down the door. Stop it. The damn nobles who make our lives so hard. They deserve to be robbed. Break it. Break it down. Please stop this. What do you mean stop this? You just told them... Break it down. Break it down. Break it down. Stop! All their repressed emotions detonated. They battered the door again and again and again, and in a few minutes' time, it was on the verge of collapse. They shouted and cheered and hooted like madmen as my peaceful life came crumbling down around me. Growing lightheaded from the anxiety, I squeezed my eyes shut, unable to bear it any longer, when the deep groan of a door opened echoed through the forest. It would seem you are not aware of whose house you're trying to break into. The world went silent, like time had come to a stop. No one could manage to say a word. Only stare at the man who had appeared from within the mansion. Surely you know this place, what this place is called. Beneath the dazzling midday sun, he had bone-chillingly alabaster skin and long, nearly translucently pale hair. So surely you came prepared for whatever you would find. And his eyes were like two blazing infernos staring out across the mob. A demon! Someone muttered, probably unconsciously. He did indeed look like something not of this world. Ah, it's a demon! The rumors about this place were true. Cursed demon lives here. Demon? Him? Michael? No, he's not cursed. Indeed, I am cursed. The witch's curse is real. I've inherited it in its entirety, as well as her purpose. A witch, a demon, a spirit impure. Call me whatever you wish. For the truth shall not change. I shall carry within me an eternal curse. Behold my flesh, pale as the moon. No red blood flows beneath the skin as it does yours.
Moonlight, pour down.
Behold my hair, utterly devoid of color. Offer up to the devil as part of our pact. Behold these crimson eyes, the symbol of the lifeblood split at my hands. Ah! I shall bring calamity upon you as the Witch of Legend. Never-ending famine, plague, catastrophe, suffering for generations. Until the moment of your deaths, you shall regret ever coming near this place. No! Have mercy! We were just... It was that woman! She brought us here, tempted us with promises of wealth, deceived us, told us to pillage this house. We're innocent. Amadei. Please have mercy on us. Give her to me then, as an offering. Absolutely, she's yours. Torture her however you please. I have one more condition. You never come near this house again. If you so much as consider it, you will all die by my curse. Amadei is just the worst. He really is. I swear, we won't return. Run! Get out of here! Without so much as a glance back, the villagers scrambled into the forest, and Amadei, the man who had rescued me that night, went right along with them. Is there kindness in this world? I wasn't sure what to think anymore. Don't think I'm helping you. The voice rained down on me, and I couldn't lift my head. There was such a gaping void in my chest. I had no idea what questions I should be asking anymore, what I should be angry about, what I should be sad about. Not even the first clue. Look at me. Look at me, Giselle. Tell me. Is it true you returned to the mansion to plunder it? That you brought those men here to rob me of my valuables? Answer me, Giselle. Yes, it's true. I persuaded them to steal from you. Were you really so desperate for money that you resort to looting? Just how low will you go? Not only did you seduce my father, not only did you go digging around for information about me, you brought a mob to this house. Oh my god. They were armed too. Were you trying to get me killed? Answer me, Giselle. Not ever even going to defend yourself. Your scheme failed, so you're retreating into silence. For God's sake, you sicken me. I'm done with you. Leave this place and never show your face here again. As he shouted at me and I stared into his fiery eyes, a somewhat inappropriate thought crossed my mind. Huh, so he can't get emotional like anyone else. And my heart, stripped raw and cast out to sea, finally sunk deep enough to be crushed by the pressure. What? You want me gone, then kill me! You can do that, can't you? You can use your curse to kill me, can't you? Then do it, right here. Use your power, take my life. And if you don't want that, stab me with your knife. Kill me, kill me, kill me! What? I'm done, I can't take it. I'm through with this whole world. No one will believe anything I say. No one cares one bit about how I feel. They just walk all over me laughing. Why? Tell me why. Why is this happening to me? I never stole anything. What are you talking about? I tried my best to look happy. I thought everything would work out if I kept smiling. I believed that it would make things better. But nothing ever got better. What did I ever do? Tell me, what did I do? All I ever did was believe. Tried my best to survive, to always wear a smile, but if everything's going to be my fault, and I just have to deal with that for the rest of my life, I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live in this world anymore. Calm down, please. I don't follow what you're saying. My understanding is that you desired money, so you brought that mob. But before that, you used my father. You wouldn't believe me if I told you the real story. You'll take your family's word over mine. You don't have any idea what I went through. How hard it was just to keep myself together. I never wanted riches. All I wanted was a decent enough wage to allow my family to live comfortably. That's all I wanted. But that man, he used my family against me. He made me... forced me to... He... raped me. What? Again and again, no matter how much I resisted, he wouldn't stop. Again and again, he threatened me, beat me, cut me with a knife, over and over again. What? My father raped you? No one would believe me. I did nothing wrong. You don't believe me either, do you? So I'm done. I don't want this body anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. Set me free. Kill me already. Use your curse and kill me. Kill me. Ugh! Give me a moment. I need time to process this. You can do it, can't you? Then kill me already. Kill me. Kill me now. Kill me. Damn it! Give me time so we can talk this through. I want to hear everything from the beginning. Ah! Inside. Let's go inside and talk. The light hurts my eyes. So he just decided to believe her, and she's able to talk about it now. That was a door. I might have best let it stay shut. Not knowing the truth would have been so much easier. Oh, because this is back on his perspective. I would have been made to shudder in disgust, hearing about the crimes of my own family. But if I hadn't opened the door, I would have lost everything that day. After far too long, I finally let myself see the person in Giselle. So, I'm looking at my clock. I kind of think this is a good place to stop because I don't know how much more there is to this door, but I feel like we're gonna get into another can of worms. Unless if there's not much of the door left, then I can finish, but I'm kind of thinking this might be this is a long one? Okay. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I also get that feeling, Dots, so let's just go with my instinct.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, let's call it there, guys. I'll release a stream schedule for this week tomorrow. I will definitely be streaming this week, so don't be scared. I will be there. Holy shit, halfway through the door. Okay. And we've been on this door for a wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make my save. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat and head into bed. I will see you guys this week for more shenanigans here on Twitch. Thank you everyone for watching. Very good stream today. I enjoyed myself quite a lot. I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.